All right, welcome in, everyone. Today we're looking at one of those really clever solutions people come up with when they're kind of backed into a corner.
Yeah. When the usual ways just won't work. Constraints, breeding creativity, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And we've got a great story about a travel hack, basically. How to enjoy a bit of cannabis without any smoke, without any fancy equipment.
Which is super useful for travelers, right? Being discreet, keeping things simple.
Totally. So our story revolves around this guy. Let's call him Mike. Mike's booked himself this amazing cruise. Dream trip.
Nice. Sun, sea, relaxation.
You got it. But Mike knows the deal with airports. Getting cannabis through security, nope, not happening.
Standard problem.
But he's resourceful. He'd already sussed out a bar near the port where you could grab some weed right before getting on the ship.
Smart planning. So far, so good.
Almost. Here's the snag. Mike doesn't actually smoke. So he's got this weed. He's on a cruise ship where smoking is a definite no-no anyway.
And no kitchen in his cabin, obviously.
Right, so how does he actually use it? Discreetly, effectively. That was his puzzle.
It's a classic situation, isn't it? You've got what you want, but you can't use it the normal way. And this is where, looking at the blog where this came from, Mike found this idea of 420 firecrackers.
Ah, yes, firecrackers.
It's such a neat solution because it gets around pretty much all those problems.
Yeah.
No special gear needed, which is perfect for travel, super discreet.
Okay, so let's break that down. What exactly are 420 firecrackers?
They're basically the simplest cannabis edible you can make. Like super simple.
Think a little cannabis sandwich. You need crackers.
Ritz, graham crackers, maybe even just bread, yeah.
Then you need a fatty spread.
Yeah.
Peanut butter's classic. Nutella, Biscoff.
Anything oily or fatty works. That part's important.
And then you just sprinkle your ground cannabis in between, sandwich them together. That's the basic idea.
But it's not just mixing them. There's a little bit of science involved. The key is heat. You need to bake them, usually.
Right, that activates the cannabis.
Exactly. It's called decarboxylation. You're basically turning the inactive stuff in the plant, the THCA, into the THC that gives you the effects. Without heat, it doesn't really work.
Kind of like flicking a switch?
Yeah, precisely. And the clever part is that THC then bonds with the fat in the peanut butter or whatever spread you used.
Because it's fat soluble.
Right. So the fat acts like a little delivery system, helps your body absorb it. That's why the spread is crucial. It's simple, but it's, chemistry. No fancy cooking skills needed.
And the 420 part, that's just the nod, isn't it?
Yeah.
The cultural code for cannabis.
Yep. Signals what it is without shouting about it.
Now, taste-wise, they can be a bit, herbal.
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on the weed and how much you use.
Yeah.
But you can easily mask it. More chocolate spread, maybe some extra sweetness.
And the great thing is dose control. You can make them weak, start small, which is always smart with edibles, especially if you're like on a cruise ship.
Definitely. Start low, go slow.
Okay, so Mike gets the concept of firecrackers.
Yeah.
But still, that main problem, no oven on the cruise ship.
Right. This is where his ingenuity really kicks in.
He didn't just wing it. He actually checked his cabin details beforehand and saw his room had an iron and an ironing board.
Uh-huh. The key.
That little detail. That was the core of his whole plan, using what's available in a completely different way.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Just looking at everyday items differently. An iron becomes a portable heat source. And, the blog where Mike found this method is pretty clear. They're just explaining the how, the technique. Not saying go break rules anywhere. It's about the cleverness of the process itself.
Understood. Focus on the method.
Yeah.
So Mike gets on board. First mission, hit the buffet.
Operation Cracker Acquisition.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's scouting for his base, graham crackers, Ritz, maybe slices of bread, whatever works.
Needs that foundation. And like you said, the spread is vital, needs fat.
So he's looking for those little peanut butter packets, maybe cream cheese.
Nutella's a good backup. Butter works, but it can get messy when heated, so probably best avoided in a cabin.
Yeah, good point. And why the fat again? Just to be clear.
Because the active compounds in cannabis, the cannabinoids like THC, they latch onto fat molecules. That's how your body absorbs them properly when you eat them. No fat, no effect, basically.
Gotcha. So he finds his crackers, finds his peanut butter.
And then right there at the buffet table, maybe, he just spreads it on thick.
Makes little sandwiches, but doesn't press them hard together yet.
And if anyone looks.
Oh, just making some snacks for later in the cabin. Totally normal. Nobody bats an eye.
Smooth. Very smooth. Okay, supplies secured. Back to the cabin.
Now for the crucial bit. The part that makes it all work without an oven, decarboxylation.
The activation step.
Mike came prepared. He brought 2 food-safe, non-stick toaster bags. You know the one.
Oh yeah, those are great. Much better than foil. Heat resistant, safe.
Up to like 500 Fahrenheit, 260 Celsius. So pretty robust.
Perfect for this. So in the cabin, privacy ensured.
He takes his ground weed, puts it into one of the toaster bags, gets the ironing board out.
Sets the iron. Low setting.
Yeah, the nylon setting. That's usually around 120C, 250F.
Hmm.
Nice and controlled.
Okay. And then
Puts the bag with the weed inside onto the ironing board, probably on the metal rest part, and then places the hot iron right on top of the bag.
just leaves it there.
For about 15, maybe 20 minutes, the toaster bag stops it scorching. The iron gives steady, controlled heat.
That is genuinely clever. Safe, discreet, activation achieved using a simple clothes iron. Amazing.
Right. Okay, so Deacon step done. He lets the bag cool down first.
Important step. Don't want burnt fingers.
Then he takes his cracker sandwiches he made earlier, carefully separates the halves again.
Because he didn't squish them together too hard at the buffet.
Exactly.
Mm.
Now, the toaster bag with the decarbed weed, he kind of presses the sides together and crumbles the weed inside. It gets drier after heating, so it breaks up easily.
Nice and fine. Ready for mixing.
Then he tips that activated crumbly weed onto the peanut butter or Nutella on the cracker halves.
And this is where you got to mix it in really well. Get it dispersed in that fatty spread.
That's key for it working properly, right? The fat contact.
Absolutely essential. It needs to bind. Now, here's another great tip from the blog Mike found. What if you don't have a knife or spoon in the cabin?
Oh, yeah. What do you do?
Use a hotel pen or even the handle of your toothbrush. Just mix it in.
Seriously, a toothbrush handle. That's some next level improvisation.
Proper MacGyver stuff. Hope he cleaned it after.
Let's hope so. Okay, so cannabis is mixed thoroughly into the spread.
Then he puts the cracker tops back on. Sandwiches are fully assembled now.
Puts them back in the other clean toaster bag.
Right. And there's one more little heat step, isn't there?
Yeah, a final activation. Kind of.
Yeah.
Helps it all meld together.
So this time, iron setting slightly higher.
Yeah, the wool setting, usually the second dot.
Okay.
A bit warmer, but still controlled.
Puts the bag with the firecrackers back on the ironing board. Iron on top again.
Yep, for about 20 minutes this time. And the blog suggests flipping the bag over halfway, maybe after 10 minutes.
For even heating. Makes sense. It's like a final little infusion, binding everything together nicely.
Precisely. And all done with just an iron and some toaster bags. In a cruise cabin.
Genius. Pure travel hack genius.
So once they've cooled down again, Mike's ready to go.
He can have one right away or just keep them in the bag for later. Super portable, super low key.
Perfect for his cruise. But crucial info for anyone thinking of trying this, timing.
Oh yeah, super important with edibles. Firecrackers usually take a while to kick in, like maybe 2 hours.
Could be longer, could be a bit less. Depends on the person, the dose. But yeah, definitely not instant.
Patience is key. Don't make the classic mistake of thinking it's not working and having another one too soon.
Oh God, no. Been there, done that. Not fun.
And the effects, once they arrive, they can last a good while, up to 6 hours, sometimes more.
So plan accordingly and drink water.
Yes. Always stay hydrated with edibles. Really important.
You know, it strikes me this whole method, it's not just for holidays, is it?
Not at all. It's actually a really easy, efficient way to make edibles at home if you don't have or don't want to use an oven.
Yeah, the blog mentions it's great for just a chill evening. Yeah. Or even taken to the movies. Just a great little snack.
Totally versatile. And speaking of the blog, it's worth saying the site it's on, 420formulator.com.
Ah, yeah.
It's run by a guy called Mike Harmon, and it's actually an amazing resource for skincare formulation. Bit random, but also cannabis stuff. He really knows his practical science.
Huh. Interesting combo. Skincare and cannabis formulation. Clearly knows how to make things work.
Definitely.
So wrapping this up then, what Mike's story shows us is that these 420 firecrackers, they're a simple, effective, and really discreet way to go.
Especially for travel, like Mike's cruise, or just if you want an easy method at home without fuss.
Key things to remember. Start with a small dose, be patient for the effects.
Drink water.
Drink water. And you should be golden.
And beyond the firecrackers themselves, it's cool to see that kind of problem solving, isn't it? Using everyday stuff like an iron in a completely new way.
Makes you look at things differently. What else could be repurposed?
Exactly. Sometimes the simplest solutions are right under our noses, just waiting for a bit of constrained innovation, as you called it earlier.
Yeah. It shows how limitations can actually spark really clever ideas.
For sure.
And hey, if you are curious about more of that clever formulation stuff, whether it's cannabis or even just free skincare recipes,
Like Mike Harmon's site.
yeah, you really should check out 420formulator.com. He shares loads of great info there. Definitely worth a browse if you're into that sort of thing.
Good tip.
Anyway, that's us for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to the conversation.
Yeah, catch you next time.